Lake Guntersville in October is famous for frogging. A plastic floating frog scoots along thick mats has been a tournament-winning formula in G-Town in the fall for years. But on day one of the FLW Tour Open on Lake Guntersville, high winds and dropping water temperatures put a damper on the frog bite. Yes, there were still a few nice ones caught on it, but by weigh-in time it became apparent that the wind had sparked off a shad bite, and those leading the event tapped into it.
Well, you know, I went to put in this morning across the lake at Seaboat Creek, and my motor started and went dead immediately, and I couldn't get it started. So I had to put my boat back on the trailer, drive all the way around here, get the service crews to go to work on it, and they couldn't really figure out what it was for a little while. It took them a while. I think we left the boat ramp at 8:45, and I was on pins and needles because I felt like I could have a good day. And right when we got out there, it just, you know, everything started going right. The Lord just blessed me and made up for the bad morning, I guess. But I had a pattern going in practice. I did not expect to catch that much weight. I was really surprised, and I know the weather had a lot to do with it because it put more fish in where I've been fishing. It's going to lay down tomorrow. It would surprise me if I can catch that kind of bag again. But I've caught a limit every day of practice. You know, like I said, no heavy weight, but I didn't beat on anything. But I had that little feeling in the back of my head that I was on something strong. So, you know, I love this lake. I've never won a tournament here. I've come real close a lot of times, and you know, everybody knows how I like to fish, and I just, when I can catch them that way, I can usually catch them pretty good. So if I don't run out of fish, I feel real good.
Did they all come off one spot?
No, they didn't. You know, I think I've got at least 8 places, and I fished 3 of them today.
And they're all very similar in terms of way.
They're all very similar places. They're real vulnerable to pressure if people start noticing me and trying to help me out. But you know, hopefully they'll leave me alone because I had no company today whatsoever, really. So a few boats came and went, you know. So I feel good. You know, I've won a few tournaments in my time, but I've lost a few too. So I know how it can go. I'm going to be chunking and winding and just hope those good ones bite.
You're known around these parts as being very, very well versed with the top water floating frog. I'm assuming you caught some that way today. These kind of conditions that we had today, this post-frontal, cold, windy conditions, is that what you like for the frog? Or
no,
okay.
No, normally I don't. I like it to be calm,
okay.
No wind. Seems like you do better, but I didn't catch them all on the frog today.
Okay.
But I hope the wind blows tomorrow. I mean, I got on something else, and I caught a few on it during practice, but nothing like today. I don't know what happened, but it just...
It's something that developed with this wind, something that you got on today?
Yeah, I caught a big one right off. I mean, the frog bite wasn't going on.
Okay.
And I just kept on, and I had some places that I could catch it with this bait, and it worked out. I mean, I probably caught 2 limits or a little over 2 limits.
Did you leave them biting?
One place we did.
Okay, so you have multiple places where...
Oh yeah,
okay.
Yeah, but most of the time when they bite this bait, the next day they don't bite it, so
okay.
I don't know. Unless the wind, if it blows like this, they might bite it again tomorrow.
Is it more of a wind-driven shad kind of deal?
Yeah.
Okay. And you've just got some key places that you know from history that they kind of...
Yeah, I found them in practice. I found 2 or 3 in pre-practice, and then I found a couple more in practice, during practice.
So at this point, you actually want the wind to keep blowing?
Yeah.
It'll help you?
Yeah. I've got some places that I can catch them on a frog, but I hadn't caught any big ones the last 3 days, nothing over 4 pounds, but I had some better ones today.
In practice here for this event, did you fish grass? Did you try the typical grass frog flipping stuff?
Yes, sir. Everybody, you come to Guntersville, you're thinking grass, October, frog flipping, right. But it wasn't working for me. I think there's been a lot of pressure on the lake, and so, you know, the best way I know to do good in a 4-day tournament is fish the way I'm not accustomed to, which is going out on a ledge or in deeper water.
Okay.
And I took a magical bait for me, and I went out deep and I fished slow. I pounded them out, and I did better out a little deeper, but I still wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I had some frog bites, but the cold front coming through, you know, I knew that weather was going to be a factor, so my last half-hour practice on the last day, I went back to a ledge, and my last cast, I caught an 8.5 pounder, and that just told me all I needed to know.
Okay. Do you have one spot, or you got several deep places?
Basically, it's just one deep place I'm fishing. You know, I caught some fish shallow today too, but they didn't help me. So if the ledge don't work, I'll go shallow tomorrow and maybe get a lemon or something. But you know, all my eggs are pretty much in one basket.
Do you feel like this post-frontal kind of condition is helping where you're fishing on that ledge?
You know, I'm not sure, because when I was practicing, I could catch fish up in the water column. They would be schooling on fish at the top, and you could catch them up and down, up, down, all around. But today, I had to have it down on the bottom, and I'm sure the cold front pushed them shad down.
I practiced, I guess, a little bit of everything.
Okay.
And I felt my best chance at actually catching 5 fish was up there.
Okay.
And possibly getting a few good ones. Instead, I got a lot of good ones today.
Okay.
So
grass and the frogging and flipping things not in your
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all.
Primary kind of stuff for you?
Fish rock and wood all day.
Okay. Do you think this weather helped your situation today, or?
No, actually, I believe it hurt it, because in practice I was getting way more bites.
Okay.
So I mean, it was a struggle. I had 7 keeper bites today, and I put 5 of them in the boat.
Okay. So you'd rather see it go back to being calm?
Yes. I actually looked for calm water, and that's what I caught all my fish out of.
Okay.
All the windy water was so muddy, I couldn't get a bite in it.
Well, day one's over, Lake Guntersville. My first time here. Heard all these stories about frogging and flipping, unbelievable, big fish. Came, it was very tough. The only way I could catch them was chucking and winding a little bit. I caught 13, 14, 15 pounds a day in practice if I was lucky. The front scared me, but back home what we do, when we get a front, the fish that are on the edge of the grass go to the thicker grass. And I started off doing what I did in practice, fishing the sparser stuff, and made a move to the thicker grass, and my first bite was one almost 7 pounds, and it just clicked after that. So we're fishing kind of like the way we like to do back home, and hopefully it'll hold up. My co-angler had a good bag today. I think there's plenty of fish there, and we're just happy to be in Guntersville.